exits located on the right side of the theater. And in case of an emergency, please remain calm and follow the instructions of our event staff. Winning teams. When you hear the name of your project, please immediately walk to the stage to receive your trophy. Please note that the ceremony will be live streamed on the Arch Daily and Holcim Foundation websites. We aim to provide an enjoyable experience for everyone, and your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Now, sit back, relax, and let's begin the Holcim Awards 2023 ceremony.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and hello to everyone who's joining us via the live stream online. I am very honored to be your host for this culminating moment of the Holcim Awards 2023. Our mission at the Holcim Foundation is to support the people who are change accelerators for sustainable construction. We are proud that the Holcim Awards have enabled over 250 teams of architects, engineers, and planners in 70 countries to accelerate their impact since the awards were launched almost 20 years ago. Today, we're here to celebrate the exceptional achievements of teams from 17 countries from across 5 regions of the world, who all share one common goal: to design and build responsibly in a way that not only sustains, but restores and regenerates the natural environment we each inhabit as human beings. Building sustainably is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Each project we will acknowledge today embodies a highly contextual approaches to sustainable construction that represent the diverse scales, budgets, geographies, and forms that combine to create the world's built environment. In contrast to previous editions of the Holcim Awards, we decided to narrow the competition criteria this year to focus on commissioned projects at the late stage of design. This important step was taken to uncover, recognize, and promote real-world projects that represent best-in-class sustainable design solutions that are ready to be replicated starting today. The 20 winning projects that we will discover together were chosen by 5 independent regional juries for their holistic responses to meeting human development goals and regenerating natural systems. Each project reflects a deep understanding of its unique spatial setting and of the resulting challenges and opportunities with regard to sustainable development. You will see a wide diversity of approaches today that exemplify the key principles of sustainable construction, but also the universal themes that design professionals everywhere seek to address. So please, make yourselves comfortable and prepare to experience the world through the lens of sustainable construction. One important housekeeping rule for the winning teams before we get started. Please make your way to join me on stage as soon as you see the video announcing the prize that your project has won. This will help us to keep the ceremony moving along. So, it is now my great pleasure to kick off the Holcim Awards 2023 ceremony with our first region, Asia Pacific. For each region, we are very privileged to be joined by our distinguished regional jury chair, who kindly represents today his or her fellow jury members. I therefore invite Manit Rastogi, founding partner at Morphogenesis and jury chair for the Asia-Pacific region, to join me on stage while we discover the 4 finalists for Asia-Pacific.
We proudly introduce the 4 Holcim Awards 2023 finalists from the Asia-Pacific region. Fuzhen Tulo in China, by Shinshen Xu at DNA Design and Architecture. Gear Plugin 3.0 in Mongolia, by District Development Unit, Energy Efficient Design Build, and Gear Hub. Yusof Ishak House at the National University of Singapore by the Design and Sustainability team from the National University of Singapore. Post-COVID Factory in Vietnam by Lê Quang Architects.
Manit, thank you so much for accepting to take the helm of our Asia-Pacific jury.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your fellow jury members, who I also thank, hailed from very different disciplines, different countries. Can you please share some observations on the Asia-Pacific submissions? Which were the themes that emerged during the discussions?
Well, first I need to thank all my 9 jurors. That's a lot, to work with. And especially with the...
If we can see the jurors.
Yes, please, I'd like to see them.
Yeah.
To make sure they are the right ones.
Yes. Do we have our Asia-Pacific jury? Thank you.
Thank you. Right, so 9 jurors, but the Asia-Pacific region is extremely complex. So you have large countries like India and China with completely diverse political scenarios, and then you've got countries with low population, you've got city-states like Singapore. So it's a very, very complex region, and the projects were all responding to their individual context. And that made it incredibly difficult for us to find a common basis for evaluating them. But the one thing that we thought emerged as a key theme from the Asia-Pacific region was firms that were trying to do a lot more with a lot less. Mm-hmm. And with that, we saw a shift in thinking about how people are thinking about sustainable design, to looking at the best way to be sustainable is not to build. So how do we take what already exists and how do we conserve it? How do we adapt it? How do we reuse it? How do we add to it and make it future ready? So I think that really was something that was very exciting to see.
Wonderful. So would we like to get started? And let's discover the first prize, the Acknowledgement Prize for Asia Pacific.
The Holcim Awards Acknowledgement Prize for Asia Pacific goes to Post-COVID Factory in Vietnam. This vision of a master plan for sustainable factories is by Lê Quang Architects. The project in one of the country's largest industrial zones in Dong Nai focuses on delivering a more dense yet permeable massing that creates a better indoor and outdoor work environment. The Holcim Awards jury for Asia Pacific appreciated the project's groundbreaking proposition of an environmentally responsive industrial typology. The approach takes into account the importance of user needs within industrial sites and their wider societal impact as places of labor.
Yeah. Congratulations. Okay. Over here. Over here. Okay. Okay. Oops. Good. Congratulations. Oh, we should have one with the winners holding the trophy, I think, Alain. It's not your trophy. No.
Worth a try.
Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, that was a test run. So next time you have to hand the trophy to the winner. It's not your trophy. Okay, so we'll move on. We'll discover the bronze prize for Asia Pacific. Come with me.
The Holcim Awards Bronze Prize for Asia Pacific goes to Yusof Ishak House at the National University of Singapore. The energy-efficient retrofit of a heritage university hub is led by the design and sustainability team from the National University of Singapore. The adaptive reuse and retrofit aims to be the first of its kind on campus to reach net zero energy during operation. The project extends the life of the building constructed in the 1970s and uses an array of innovative solutions to achieve its low carbon footprint. The Holcim Awards jury for Asia Pacific applauded the bold refurbishment project that values the existing and innovates for sustainability and energy efficiency in a holistic way.
Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. So we're going to start getting the hang of this. So now we will move to reveal the silver prize for Asia Pacific.
The Holcim Awards Silver Prize for Asia Pacific goes to Gear Plug-in 3.0 in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. The energy-efficient housing prototype is designed by District Development Unit, Energy Efficient Design Build, and Gear Hub. This project creates a high-performance utility solution for traditional Gear-felt tent housing. It eliminates the use of raw fuel and improves air quality, health, and well-being by providing affordable, energy-efficient housing with integrated infrastructure. The Holcim Awards jury for Asia Pacific appreciated the profound cultural significance embedded in this project that merges energy efficiency with traditional architecture and reflects the architect's dedication to holistic sustainability.
Well done. Congratulations. So, yes, so you're going this way, I think. Okay, so we've seen the first three winners. The final prize, the gold prize, we will now discover for the region Asia Pacific.
The Holcim Awards Gold Prize for Asia Pacific goes to Fujian Tulo in the province of Fujian in China. The Conservation and Adaptive Reuse project is led by Xinchen Xu at DNA Design and Architecture. This transformative project improves living conditions for those buildings still inhabited by their traditional owners and transforms vacant buildings to create new social and economic potential. Cultural and educational programs are introduced that benefit the community and the architectural heritage of the village. The Holcim Awards jury for Asia Pacific considered the design project to be an exemplary and transferable model for building conservation initiatives that highly values existing vernacular structures and favors repurposing over demolition.
Congratulations, Chan. Okay, one more. Very well done. Yeah, very good. Okay, see you later. So, Manit, you get the mic back. So I think we'd like to know, very diverse projects, how did the jury come to its final decision?
So, we ran a very, very intricate process. We made sure that we didn't work on a law of averages by eliminating schemes or choosing projects based on points. We went on what we thought was, or the majority thought was interesting, and we debated that. And through that process, we came down to their final 4 schemes, and it was quite challenging. It was quite challenging because I think there was, each of these projects carried so much depth to them. They went beyond the usual sustainability that we look at in terms of energy, water, waste to landfill, etc. But I think what really did it for us with the final goal project was that it looked at cultural sustainability. It looked at a process where the program itself was giving a lot more back to the community than just adaptive reuse would do. And that we thought was something that was really, really transformable and sort of, globally scalable. And I think finally, when we, sort of looked back at how we judged the whole process, I think this was the one project that we all, I think, had our hands up for. So it was a unanimous decision rather than a majority decision. I think that's what we were really after.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. Thank you to yourself and to your fellow jury members. And a big congratulations to all of our Asia-Pacific winners today. Thank you, Manit.
Thank you.
You can take thanks. Okay. So, one region down. We are going to move westwards to the Europe region. It's my pleasure to call upon Belinda Tato, founder of Ecosistema Urbano and Associate Professor in Practice of Landscape Architecture at the Harvard University Graduate School of Design. Belinda, as the jury chair for the Europe region, please join me on stage as we discover our 4 Europe finalists.
We proudly introduce the 4 Holcim Awards 2023 finalists from the Europe region. House 2 Plus in Germany by Office Parkscherbat. High-rise H1 Schwarzschild in Switzerland by Bolthauser Architekten. The 17 composition of Knowledge House in Spain by Usos, Eli, and Ultrasul. The Urban Nature Project at the Natural History Museum in the United Kingdom by Field and Fowles, J&L Gibbons. And the Natural History Museum
Thank you. Hi, Belinda. So we were very happy that you accepted to chair the Europe jury. I know the Holcim Awards have a special place in your heart as a previous winner. So can you tell us a little bit more about the collective observations of the Europe jury for the submissions that you looked at?
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been a real pleasure to work with my fellow jurors. So it was great to see the diversity of challenges and opportunities across Europe. It was great to see there are projects that were addressing, new materials all the way to energy-efficient buildings, bringing biodiversity. But I was very impressed because there was a lot of social emphasis on the sustainability approach, and I liked the fact that, in many cases, the architecture was understood as a catalyst for social change and equity. So I think we also had beautiful conversations, and I learned a lot from my colleagues.
Fantastic. Well, we will start by discovering the Acknowledgement Prize for Europe.
The Holcim Awards Acknowledgement Prize for Europe goes to the high-rise H1 Schwarzschild in Regensdorf near Zurich, Switzerland. The hybrid high-rise low-tech housing solution project is led by Roger Bolthauser of Bolthauser Architekten. The residential tower will be part of a new district development to accommodate the Zurich region's growing population. The tower of flexible modular apartments for around 2,000 residents concentrates density to reserve land for well-structured outdoor spaces that are connected to the surroundings. The Holcim Awards jury for Europe praised the harmonious combination of timber structural elements with other materials, such as concrete and clay, and the remarkable integration of the building within the urban context.
Yeah, we're in. Thank you. Congratulations. This way. Okay. So, Melinda, we've done acknowledgement, so that means that it's bronze next. Okay.
The Holcim Awards Bronze Prize for Europe goes to the House 2+ mixed-use urban infill project in Berlin, Germany. The building extension project is designed by Office Pack Scherbat. The project extends the Holzmarkt 25 cultural complex using elements that expand the architectural language of prefabricated timber structures beyond their typical angularity. Materials are chosen for their low emission intensity, recyclability, and occupant well-being, in a design incorporating passive ventilation, natural daylighting, and energy-efficient operations. The Holcim Awards jury for Europe was impressed by this infill design project, which complements an existing fabric and thoughtfully optimizes and creates a new relation with the surrounding urban space.
Just a little bit forward, a little bit in, yeah. Okay. Congratulations, well done. I have a feeling the groups are going to get bigger as the day goes on. So we will now reveal the silver prize for Europe.
The Holcim Awards Silver Prize for Europe goes to the Urban Nature Project at the Natural History Museum in London, United Kingdom. The Urban Biodiversity and Public Education Landscape Program is led by Field and Fowles, J&L Gibbons, and the Natural History Museum. The project transforms the museum's 2-hectare gardens of London to promote biodiversity, accessibility, scientific research, and best practice outdoor nature learning, with immersive experiences through geology, planting, and interpretive exhibits. The Holcim Awards jury for Europe applauded the project's dedication to repurposing urban spaces to effectively increase biodiversity and offer opportunities for learning about and exploring nature through an engaging design. The use of materials intentionally sourced from across the United Kingdom and reuse of excess site material was also commended.
Well done. Congratulations. Okay. No, time for the big one. So we're going to now reveal the gold prize for the Europe region.
The Holcim Awards Gold Prize for Europe goes to the 17 composition of Knowledge House. In the heart of Madrid, a groundbreaking rehabilitation stands testament to urban revival. Led by USOS, ELI, and Ultrasol. This project for the Holcim Foundation headquarters is a 360-degree vision. It promotes inclusivity and community involvement, manifesting a new urban paradigm which embodies environmental, social, and economic excellence. The Holcim Awards jury for Europe admired the project's exemplary nature, combining the revitalization of an existing building with a new fabric for socially relevant activities, while at the same time prioritizing components that minimize environmental impact. The comprehensive and complete presentation of project data was particularly acknowledged.
Fantastic. If we can stay within this, come a little bit forward. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Congratulations. We look forward to celebrating later. Okay, so Belinda, this is for you. So we've seen adaptive reuse, material circularity, urban biodiversity. Was it very tough for the jury to come to a decision?
It's always tough because all the projects have different qualities and different angles to sustainability, but actually it was an unanimous decision and that this was the first prize, and we appreciated a number of things. The first one was the reuse of an existing building, but also the selection of materials and the social component, and also the very collaborative nature of the team. That was also beautiful. So yeah, so it was a real pleasure, so it was great.
Wonderful, thank you. You can leave with that. Thank you, Belinda. So, next up, we have the pleasure of discovering the winning projects for Latin America. I invite Tatiana Bilbao, founder and principal of Tatiana Bilbao Estudio, and our distinguished jury chair for the Latin America region to join me on stage as we announce the 4 finalists for Latin America.
We proudly introduce the 4 Holcim Awards 2023 finalists from the Latin America region. Memories of Water in Colombia by TAP Arquitectura, Rojas Arquitectos, Geográfica Sur, Cosme Landscape Architecture, and AMAS Arquitectos. San José de Nueva Venecia School in Colombia by FP Arquitectura. Saving Portete, Sustainable Island in Ecuador by Rama Estudio. Utopia Estrella Iztapalapa in Mexico by Cano Vera Arquitectura.
Tatiana, thank you so much for sharing our Latin America jury, and thank you to all of our jury members. So this is a region that really stands out for projects which focus on tackling fundamental issues of land and water resource management. We're very eager to hear from you, your own insights on the entries for Latin America. Did anything stand out in particular in your discussions?
So yes, of course, and first, bravo, Latin America.
Yeah.
There were really hundreds of entries, a lot. We had really a lot of entries, but most importantly, the majority of them were super projects, committed to its own contexts, really understanding the possibilities of gathering a community to build projects, placing much more the architect in a mediator role rather than the creator of things. engaging communities in every aspect and in every stage. And we oversaw projects that are much more kind of contextual landscape, kind of routing architectures towards many scales and many diverse areas. So it was really, really challenging. It took us even more days than we were given to. But I think it was all that fueled and enriched our intense discussions very productively.
Wonderful. I think everyone's going to be excited to see who the winning projects are. So we will start with the Acknowledgement Prize for Latin America.
The Holcim Awards Acknowledgement Prize for Latin America goes to Memories of Water in Colombia. The amphibious park system for ecological restoration is designed by TAP Arquitectura, Rojas Arquitectos, Geográfica Sur, Cosme Landscape Architecture, and AMAS Arquitectos. Rio Negro is located on a floodplain and as such faces challenges to become an ecologically responsible city. This project implements habitat revitalization strategies that strengthen the river as an ecological connector and acknowledge the impact of water through cultural programs. The Holcim Awards jury for Latin America was highly impressed with the Sustainable Design Project, which offers a park system that significantly improves ecosystems and revitalizes local habitat.
Bravo. Congratulations. Okay. We're about halfway through. I have to keep track of which prize, but it's going to be bronze for Latin America.
The Holcim Awards Bronze Prize for Latin America goes to Saving Portete, Sustainable Island in Ecuador. The design for resilience of a coastal settlement is led by Rama Estudio. An earthquake in 2016 displaced 80 families from Portete Island. The project team worked with the local community to create a sustainable island and provide affordable and decent housing that includes water supply, sewage management, and clean energy generation. Additional infrastructure will be incrementally added to the village, including sporting venues, a community house, and museum. The Holcim Awards jury for Latin America was deeply impressed by this design project, which exemplifies an outstanding approach to rebuilding communities and territories affected by a natural disaster.
Bravo. Okay. So, next prize, I won't even say what it is. Let's discover.
The Holcim Awards Silver Prize for Latin America goes to the San Jose de Nueva Venecia School in Colombia. The school refurbishment that also enables flexible community use is designed by FP Arquitectura. The project for a village of 2,000 people living on the Santa Marta wetland will expand and renovate the existing 4 pavilions of the school. Located at the center of the village, the buildings are the site of much social exchange and will be improved with passive ventilation, solar shading, and wastewater treatment for ecosystem health. The Holcim Awards jury for Latin America was impressed by the project's deep commitment to engaging and uplifting the local community with straightforward and replicable design strategies.
Super. We have a full team here. Fantastic. Bravo. Chris? Yeah. Please, forward. Yeah. See? Yeah. Ah, Okay, so the stage is set to discover who is winning the gold prize for Latin America.
The Holcim Awards Gold Prize for Latin America goes to Utopia Estrella Iztapalapa in Mexico City. An urban remediation project, the Urban Forest and Social Infrastructure Precinct is designed by Cano Vera Arquitectura. A 34,000 square meter site that was previously an informal landfill is transformed in the densely populated Iztapalapa municipality. The project will become the most important social infrastructure in the neighborhood and deliver facilities for sport, culture, social engagement, and ecological education. This remarkable regeneration intervention stood out to the Holcim Awards jury for Latin America for its genuine commitment to achieving a positive impact in a challenging neighborhood and its transferability to other contexts.
Well done. Congratulations. Okay, this is for you, yes. So, such beautiful projects, like in all regions, just so difficult to make a final choice. So tell us a little bit more about that process.
I mean, it was very, very difficult, but one thing we had very clear since the beginning with this project, it was the Utopia title was only on the name, because it was committed and really rooted into a real solution for a very deep and profoundly determined area of the city. So, as I said, it was very difficult because every project was of very high quality, but we had very clear that this project from the beginning was a strong competitor because of many, many aspects of it. And we were very happy to kind of reach this agreement because this project not only provides kind of a very strong program that creates a social platform for the whole total part of the community, not only the area of impact, and besides with a strong commitment to architecture and towards kind of creating a platform that spreads knowledge, not only from its way it's constructed, the way the community is participating, but for the future, what it's doing.
Fantastic, thank you. I heard a drop. I think we might have one trophy down, but we'll sort that out after the ceremony. Thank you so much, Tatiana, and congratulations to all our winners in Latin America.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, before we move on to our next region, which is Middle East and Africa, I am particularly happy to announce that we have a very special guest with us today. Mr. Francis Quéré needs no introduction, but I will remind everyone that the 2022 recipient of the Pritzker Architecture Prize and most recently winner of the architecture category of the 2023 Premium Imperiale Awards was recognized with a Holcim Awards Global Prize in 2012 for his remarkable secondary school in Gando, Burkina Faso. Francis, it's my very great pleasure to invite you to join me on stage. So, Francis, I think everyone in the theatre and everybody watching us at home via the live stream would like to just hear in your words what winning a Holcim Awards meant for you.
Oh, wow. Hey, hello, hey. Welcome to everybody, and then congratulations to those that have already been announced as winner, and then I'm crossing all fingers for those that are still waiting. No, for me, winning Holcim was a big surprise, really a big surprise. I remember when I got an invitation, that time money was not available that much. And I was invited to come to Casablanca, and I was supposed to come with one assistant. And I took the one, Ines, that was close to me. And then we was happy to go, but not sure. But the Holcim said it's important to come. And shortly after, I realized that Ines, that was supposed to fly with me, had a space phobia. She couldn't fly at all. So she decided not to fly without giving me the reason. So I didn't know what to do. But the Holcim said, it will be good to come with one person. But the ticket fare at that time was too much for me already. And I get a little bit angry. Why should we go and spend money and waste time? So we did it. And in the aircraft, Dominique, who went with me, told me, last night, my mom told me it is a good omen. Because in the hotel in Casablanca, they celebrated their honeymoon. And that is a good sign that my son is accompanying his boss to Casablanca. Okay, it was a nice story, but I didn't believe. And then we came to Casablanca, and it was a different way to show the prices. And I was hoping like an acknowledgement. Really, that's what I was hoping. And I called the candidate. They had like the first group, the student group, they want. And then I called the acknowledgement, and I was not called. So I get really angry. I wanted to stay and go to say to Eddie, why are you really wasting my time getting me come here? I have to build in Africa, I have to be there. But Dominique said, wait, but it is more to come. For me, I was looking for the lowest price, and I won gold. Yeah. So, yeah. And no, I didn't expect, even today, I still emotionally touched. But I have to say, for me, I have been considered as the nice young man from Africa building schools, Oh, yeah, it is the nice one, building school in Africa. In Germany, das ist der nette Junge, der Schulen in Afrika baut. Mais c'est le jeune homme, là, très intéressant du Burkina, qui fait des écoles. Yeah, he's the nice boy, he's a guy with a good spirit, building schools in Africa. But then with the Holcim, people start to say, he's a designer. He's a designer. And that is important. And it paved the career. That's why I'm here.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. So I said to you yesterday, I think that what our winners today would love to hear is just one piece of advice that you could give them as they look to pave their way in the future.
Wow, to give advice is very difficult. So you have to become old and Methuselah, and you will not be able to do that. But so learning from myself, I will say to everybody here, so this is now a beginning, just now push the reason why you have been awarded. Look at it and keep pushing. That's what I've done. That's what I have done. And just go, use this opportunity as a big encouragement, and now go. Keep digging, 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 and you will be surprised. That's what I have done.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, my deepest thanks again, Francis.
Yeah.
I really hope that our 2023 winners can aspire to continue to follow in your footsteps and continue making deep contributions.
And those bronze acknowledgement, don't be afraid. Lift it. So to the world. Don't wait for this gold to lift it.
Yeah.
Being here is already a successful situation for you, really.
Yeah.
Go ahead, celebrate it, really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Francis. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we have 2 more regions, and I am going to move to Middle East and Africa. I will be thrilled to invite Leslie Loco to join me on stage. Leslie is the founder and director of African Futures Institute and the curator of this year's International Biennale of Architecture. As Leslie joins me, let's discover our 4 finalists for the Middle East and Africa region.
We proudly introduce the 4 Holcim Awards 2023 finalists from the Middle East and Africa region. Isbet Eshak's Eco Classroom in Egypt by the Benna Foundation for Sustainable Development. Kfar Huna Eco Lodge in Lebanon by Akol Architects. Stream Cohabitat in Turkey by Open Act Architecture. Surf Ghana Collective in Ghana by Jürgen Strohmeier and Glenn de Rocher.
Leslie, it has been quite a year for you. So first and foremost, huge congratulations on the success of this year's Biennale. And I do know how all-consuming it has been. We have talked about that several times. And that's what makes the fact that you accepted to be the chair of our Middle East and Africa jury all the more special and admirable. So thank you, and thank you to your fellow jury members. So, as you've now gathered from the flow, we are interested in understanding what you and your fellow jury members took out of the discussion when you were looking at the submissions for Middle East and Africa.
So first of all, huge thank you to my fellow jurors, but also thank you to Holcim for allowing the Laboratory of the Future to be the backdrop to this year's awards. It's been fantastic. I think, as everyone has said, the jury process itself is quite unusual. We did it online, which is also quite a hard way to get to understand the nuances of design. Luckily for us, we actually knew each other quite well, which was a bonus. And the Middle East and Africa is also an odd grouping. At the time that we started this, the world's youngest continent, and in some senses the world's most troubled region. We couldn't have foreseen what was going to happen. I think what was really remarkable about all the projects was that they were not just about community, but they were also about cooperation and collaboration, which is actually a much harder thing to pull off. So the conversations were difficult because you're also not judging like with like in many cases. But again, the winner was unanimous, which was a bonus. Yeah.
Great. Well, we will look at all of our winners, starting with the Acknowledgement Prize. Thanks, Leslie.
The Holcim Awards Acknowledgement Prize for Middle East and Africa goes to Isbet Eshak's Eco Classroom in Egypt. The project to construct a community learning space constructed from recycled materials is by the Benna Foundation for Sustainable Development. The project is a grassroots building experiment that uses upcycled solid waste with the help of the local community and children in the agricultural village of Isbet Eshak. More than 9,000 reused plastic bottles filled with sand were used to provide a space for the village children to learn. The Holcim Awards jury for Middle East and Africa recognized the project's ingenious approach of achieving both aesthetics and environmental responsibility by using recycled materials. delivered alongside a transformative architectural and social program.
Congratulations. Yes. Wonderful. So with that, we move to the Bronze Prize for Middle East and Africa.
The Holcim Awards Bronze Prize for Middle East and Africa goes to the Kfar Houna Eco Lodge located in southern Lebanon. The user-centric solution for environmental remediation is designed by Akol Architects. The lodge includes 10 individual accommodation units that are built with eco-friendly materials and techniques. The project utilizes locally sourced natural materials where possible and integrates old ruins of buildings affected by the Lebanese Civil War. The Holcim Awards jury for Middle East and Africa appreciated the profound impact the sustainable design project holds for the economic and social well-being of people living in this rural area. It equally promotes a circular economy model by prioritizing reusable, recycled, and upcycled materials.
Congratulations. Please. Fantastic, well done. So that was bronze, which takes us to silver.
The Holcim Awards Silver Prize for Middle East and Africa goes to Stream Cohabitat in Turkey. The ecosystem regeneration and urban re-engagement program is designed by Open Act Architecture. The agricultural town of Tuzla near Istanbul was rapidly transformed into a major industrial area. The design scheme defines the urban, ecological, and infrastructural design to connect the city and the ecosystem through careful interventions. The Holcim Awards jury for Middle East and Africa recognized the project for standing as a transformative force within this region, grappling with the challenges posed by rapid urbanization and industrialization. It offers remarkable potential in revitalizing the local ecosystem and nurturing vibrant, sustainable communities.
Congratulations. Okay, so once again, we have set the stage for the gold winner for this region.
The Holcim Awards Gold Prize for Middle East and Africa goes to Surf Ghana Collective, a youth empowerment and responsible tourism cooperative designed by Jürgen Strohmeyer and Glenn de Rocher. The project repurposes an existing building to create a dynamic community space which empowers youth in Buswa, a small town and surfing hotspot. All building components of the existing fabric, except for the roof, were repaired and reused. The community-run enterprise enhances economic opportunities for local youth by plugging into surfing-related tourism. The Holcim Awards jury for Middle East and Africa was profoundly impressed by the way the project scale succeeds in achieving deep local impact, especially for the lives of local youth, as well as demonstrating a resourceful approach that repurposes building components and materials.
Congratulations. Congratulations. And what you don't know, for those of you who have not held one of these trophies, is that they're actually quite heavy. So when we're all going, hold it, it's quite hard work, yeah. Wonderful. So, Leslie, you talked about cooperation, collaboration, and that's certainly what we see through the projects in this region. There's really a strong social sustainability element. So again, you said that you came to quite a quick decision on who would get gold, but I'm sure there were lots of conversations about all the other submissions and the final 4 winners. So anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, let me say that there was no bias on the part of the jury chair. They were also in the exhibition, which was, I think, quite unusual. And also that I know the project, which gave it a slightly different feeling, if you like, knowing it in the real. But also understanding how good architecture can really change the lives of those who interact with it. And I think in our part of the world, that's quite an unusual quality to come by. It's a very, very modest project, but its reach is enormous. So I think, you know, for us, as I said, it was unanimous, and I couldn't be prouder. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you again. Thank you to you and the jury. Oh, actually, I leave you to take that. Thank you. Okay. I think we're even ahead of time. We're racing through today. So we have got 4 finalists left for the North America region. I'm sure they're all eager to know which prizes they have won. So I will kindly invite Craig Dykers to join me on stage. Craig is founding partner of Snøhetta and our jury chair for the North America region. Let's make our final stop on this world tour of sustainable construction.
We proudly introduce the 4 Holcim Awards 2023 finalists from the North America region. 1925 Victoria Park Avenue in Canada by Cree Buildings, Sarotany Group, and Well Grounded Real Estate. Kaiser Bazari Hall at Western Washington University in the USA by Perkins & Will. Maritime Innovation Center in the USA by the Miller Hall Partnership. Muscatine Powwow Arbor in Canada by Oxbow Architecture and Richard Kroger.
Great. So Craig has the easy job because he came last, so he could be really watching how everything goes. So, Craig, thank you very much for steering your fellow jury members through the very tough evaluation submission, the submission evaluation process. And you've now heard reflections from all the other regions. So I think it'd be interesting to get your perspective on how approaches to sustainable construction differ in North America based on the submissions that you were looking at.
It was very interesting because, well, first of all, I should mention we sometimes refer to it as Northern America because we don't necessarily see the segregation between North and South in the Americas. But I would say that we saw certainly a lot of challenges that designers were having. sustainable thinking has been incremental in Northern America. It's been a lot slower than we find in other parts of the world. So we were looking for projects that could provide clients opportunities to understand how they can affect change, in addition to the architecture itself. So some of the projects that we looked at were allowing scalable, modifiable solutions that other people could see they could do also, even if there were economic challenges. The second thing that we looked for was to represent the diverse typologies of thinking in Northern America. It's quite wide. In addition to the colonists who came from transcontinental locations, there are First Nations tribal groups that permeate the Americas, and certainly in Northern America, people who have been there for thousands of years. And one of the prize winners we were happy to see allowed us to find new perspectives for what sustainability can mean in the region.
Wonderful. So shall we start by finding out who you chose for the Acknowledgement Prize?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The Holcim Awards Acknowledgement Prize for North America goes to the Muscopetink Powwow Arbor. The traditionally constructed cultural space for the Muscopetink Saulteaux Nation is located in Saskatchewan, Canada, and was designed by Oxbow Architecture and Richard Proker. Inspired by the iconic prairie teepees, this structure points to the importance of the circle in the region's indigenous culture. The project supports community economic objectives by engaging local sources of labor in the building process using construction approaches that are strategically aligned with local resources and skills. The Holcim Awards jury for North America applauded the building design, which serves as a significant place of celebration for the Muscopetink culture. The project's aesthetics reflect a refined and sophisticated approach, showcasing a visually appealing structure that minimizes the use of materials.
Speak later. Fantastic. Okay, so with that, we will be moving to the bronze.
The Holcim Awards Bronze Prize for North America goes to Kaiser Bazari Hall at Western Washington University in Bellingham, Washington, USA. The project to design a university building with on-site energy generation and storage is led by Perkins & Will. This state-of-the-art mass timber and CLT structure is designed to embody the International Living Future Institute's smart building standards. It includes on-site energy generation and battery technology storage, and creates a natural corridor to the core campus. The Holcim Awards jury for North America found this to be a solid project with a design that weaves together functionality with sustainability, seamlessly blending engineering systems and forward-thinking energy storage.
Okay. Would you like to introduce the next prize? Okay, I have the mic. It's going to be the prize, Silver Prize for North America.
The Holcim Awards Silver Prize for North America goes to the Maritime Innovation Center in Seattle, USA. The project is a deep energy retrofit to create a blue tech economy hub, led by the Miller-Hull Partnership. Extending the lifetime of building fabric is an effective way to reduce carbon emissions and resource consumption. The Maritime Innovation Center, or MINC, is designed to be a crown jewel of the revamped Fishermen's Terminal, the longtime hub of Seattle's historical commercial fishing community, through the promotion of regeneration and net positive operations. The Holcim Awards jury for North America acknowledged the project's adaptive reuse approach, honoring a century-old structure while championing energy efficiency and sustainable best practices for the blue tech industry.
Well done. Congratulations. 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 So, we come to our final prize of the day. I think the winning team must have worked it out by now, but let's discover who they are.
The Holcim Awards Gold Prize for North America goes to 1925 Victoria Park Avenue in Toronto, Canada. This high-tech and low-cost modular housing solution for urban living is led by Cree Buildings, Sirotny Group, and Well-Grounded Real Estate. The project reimagines sustainable apartment living through the design of Ontario's first 12-floor near-zero mixed-use rental development. It is a synthesis of prefab innovation, low running costs, and a design that encourages community interaction, all while remaining economically feasible for investors. The Holcim Awards jury for North America acknowledged the project's extensive research and holistic approach, which considers the entire building life cycle and optimizes operational efficiency through passive systems. The project's excellence and scalability positions it as a promising solution for sustainable housing development both in Canada and beyond.
Congratulations. So it's another hugely diverse group of projects. To allocate those prizes must have been very difficult, Craig.
It was challenging, but there's something I'd like to point out that is intriguing. Every one of the winners have a project or work within 47 degrees latitude and 50 degrees latitude. That's a narrow strip of land that hugs the border between Canada and the US. So that suggests something that there's happening there, that there's cross-cultural information occurring in this region that needs to spread to the remainder of the region. And we saw that in the projects that we evaluated. It was an interesting process, and we, as I said, we had a tight number of projects. We didn't let any project go unseen. We looked at every single project, and the thing I would say that was fascinating for me and maybe others is that we had a wide group of jurors. Some were scientists, some were business-oriented or real estate-oriented, some were designers. And there would be very often situations where you'd find yourself in your own comfort zone saying, this is what it has to be. It has to be like this. And then someone from a completely other world of profession would say something else, and it would change all our minds Didn't matter if you had a preconception. So it was a somewhat organic process, but we did develop a system, and we were focused the whole time and managed to come to a consensus in a very clear way. And we were so happy that the acknowledgement prize was what it was, this project that is not necessarily scalable in many ways to other cities in the region, but it tells us there are other ways to understand the environment. And the winning project, of course, at the other end of the spectrum really is transferable and can get clients and other people to think otherwise. This is not an impossible dream.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Craig. Thank you for being our jury for North America. Thank you to all our other jury members. And a huge round of applause for all our winners today. Thank you again, Craig. Okay. So, what an afternoon. We've spent just over an hour really looking at these projects, and just a huge congratulations again to all of our winners. As we conclude this Holcim Awards 2023 ceremony, I hope that you are, like myself, filled with deep inspiration and admiration for our 20 winning teams. The spotlight that we have shone for the past hour on their projects is, as Francis said earlier, by no means an end, but really a beginning that is full of hope. We know from experience the power of the Holcim Awards recognition to help accelerate not only the winning projects, but future initiatives of our winning teams. And this undoubtedly creates positive impact in the transformation of local building culture and practice. I would like to thank the 2,300 plus individuals in over 110 countries who registered their interest in the Holcim Awards 2023, as well as the 500 design teams whose submissions met the entry criteria. I extend our very deep gratitude again to all of our jury members who dedicated countless hours reviewing each submission. And of course, to the Foundation's Secretariat and to Priya Pawar, who has been holding those heavy awards and been running the whole process of the awards for the Foundation. We're really very happy that we've come here today to celebrate that. So I also would like to thank the Holcim Group for its unwavering support in enabling the Foundation to run the world's most significant competition in sustainable construction. Finally, I thank all of you, whether you are here with us in Venice or watching the ceremony on the live stream. You are all change accelerators, and we're very grateful for your continued commitment to the Foundation's mission. As we bid farewell, I encourage each of you to continue your efforts to rapidly deploy the many existing solutions that can already help accelerate the transformation of the construction sector. Let's meet again in actions that help create a future where both humanity and our ecosystems can regenerate and thrive. Thank you to all our online viewers. We will now close the live streaming. And we stay together. So,